Do it, Timmy, indeed. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the WGLNA Season 2 qualifiers. I'm your host, Christian Toma. To my left is David Williams. Make sure to check us out on Facebook and YouTube /WGLNA. As always, go and follow us on Twitter @WGLNA so you guys can stay up to date on what's happening in the community around you. Check out battleviewer.com if you guys aren't there already. And also about Twitter, you can answer the question of the day, which is
where you can answer, how excited are you for Season 2?
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know how pumped you are to see the new format, the 768, which you guys are seeing right now. The Tier 10s that are facing off against each other with some new maps, some from last season, and a new map. Speaking of new maps, we've got Muravanka coming up here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going into our 5th match of the night. Caller Wanted against Ping again. It's just going to be a rematch of the last battle. Caller Wanted picked up that victory. This is, again, if you guys haven't been following along, Caller Wanted's 4th match they have played in a row. So if they can come out with a victory on here, I mean, like, let's just give them an automatic into the Season 2 finals. I don't have that power. It's not going to happen, but it is a very impressive feat indeed. So, David, Muravanka. Let's kind of talk about this because this is something that people who came into Season 2 or last season, Season 1, did not get to see. So what are some of the play styles that we see here? Is it are there rushes? What side is more favored? Is there artilleries? Is it more of a scouting tank?
Usually defense biases themselves to the southwest, potentially going up a little bit north on the western side in order to envelop in a wrap. And while offense usually goes into the southeast and the northwest and kind of closes in around. Most importantly, from what I've noticed, is the southeast in conjunction with, I believe it's the 4 line, which is just the east side of the hills that are in the west. But you got to stay on the north side of them. No, I'm just messing with you.
Wait, wow.
That's actually, no, actually that was right.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was. Because in the south side,
gonna be
now
good.
that we've covered the whole cardinal set, is usually a bunch of very angry tank destroyers.
Oh, okay. So tank destroyers are something that we might be seeing on this map.
Yeah, we could see some big, really mean auto-loading tanks.
I'll say, wasn't there one with 6 shots in it?
Yeah, the WE100.
WE100.
I'm not 100% sure if it's actually going to be viable on this map. It depends on the view ranges and whether you can actually see it from a lot of the places that offense will be on.
Yeah.
I didn't play this in competitive format at
Right,
all.
right.
In fact, even in my most recent couple hundred battles that I've tried to put in here, I haven't played this map once in any of them.
Oh, really?
So,
it could be anything.
Honestly, I know how the map is played based on Season 5.
Right.
And just, watching the grand finals and a number of other things. I believe it's in the grand finals. Whatever. So I kind of understand it, but there are little details about the view ranges at Tier 10 that I'm not 100% sure of, because some of those view ranges will penetrate straight through a bush, depending on how close it is. Wow. So a lot of the little tricksy stuff that used to do at Tier 8 in order to control this on defense, I'm not 100% sure it's positive. As we all know at this point, I don't like saying things unless I know for sure. So
I will say them for you. Now, kind of talking about what we didn't kind of touch on, which was the view ranges at Tier 10s, which is something
they're higher.
Yeah, a lot higher.
A lot higher.
To my understanding.
Pretty much maxed on a lot of the tanks once you put equipment on.
Wow. So I mean,
over 400.
Is there a possibility of having a Tier 10 scout, or would you just not ever? They all kind of scout.
Yeah, if they're going to make a Tier 10 scout, it would just be like a Tier 10 light tank. That's it. They're not going to increase the view cap. It would be pretty absurd to do so without changing a lot of stuff, because at that point you're actually spotting further than you can render. So
it's kind of useless.
Well, it'd be nice in the minimap, but that's about it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are now into our 5th matchup. Caller Wanted versus Ping onto Muravanka. Let's get right into it and take a look at what we've got for our tanks.
Caller Wanted with the 215B, 2 E5s, 1 STB. Oh, sorry. I was going to call it an STB1. We just call it STB.
STB.
Yes. So I'm going to truncate that now. 1 215B, 2 E5s, an STB, 2 140s, and a T54 lightweight. 4 Ping, 2 E5s, 62A, 2 140s, a Batshat 25T, an RU251. Hit us up on Twitter anytime that we're picking tanks and calling them stuff, and let us know what you think it should be called. Because there's a good chance I don't know the current slang for it. Yeah. Or you're going to come up with something that we think is cool and use it anyway.
We want to be hip, guys. We want to be hip, so please help us be hip. Again, you hit us on Twitter.
Wants to be hip.
Oh, yeah. No. But You can also type that in on Twitch chat. So just let us know. Let us know what you guys think.
Hypnotic, I love you and I want to be. I'm sorry. We can go back to the game now.
Here we go. On to Moravanka. Reaper now in this 251 being pushed up. Now, David, before this kind of explodes into battle, we talked about the bat chats. When we saw the Pacific Rumble, this is a tank we saw a lot of. I think a bat chat was, or two, was in almost every single battle. And now we're not seeing them as much. What do you think the reason for that is?
You know, I guess people are not necessarily expecting to have that kind of decisive moment where they can get the bat chat and start ripping out a lot of shots. In particular on Mines and Ruinberg, we haven't seen those opportunities arise that much.
Gotcha.
And when they do, you know, the bat chat was too much of a risk for that one chance that they got. So as we move into the more open maps, I think we'll see it a little bit more and more and more.
Yeah.
Because the biggest asset to the bat chat, if I remember correctly, and this could have changed a little bit, is that it has one of the lowest camo ratings and is therefore very, very sneaky, sir. Which I believe I can go ahead and actually say for certain again, because it's being used in the Southeast, and that would be incredibly valuable in the Southeast because you don't want to get spotted over here or you die. Plus, those 5 shots put at the side of the FV215B when the time rises are going to matter, and here we go. There's one. No penetration on that, though. Whifferinos.
3.
I'm going to have to fly over there and see, you know, exactly why this isn't penetrating. My bet is, okay, yeah, so we're looking kind of at the side of the E5 from very, very far away. And the reality is the 215B here is completely focused. I thought he was actually firing at the tank more in the E5's position, in which case he should have penetrated. He probably didn't have a vector. So he was basically sniping at some weak hatch shots here with a 215B. In fact, you can see a nice, crazy little scrape there on the top, I think.
Huh.
Unless that's a penetration from somebody from behind. It looks like a penetration. It is. Okay. I don't know what's real anymore, Christian.
No, David,
How
not
did he
you.
get shot from behind? I mean, who did that?
Not quite sure. Not quite sure indeed. Right now.
RQ251.
Oh, I guess I'll see. Right now, the RQ251 is poking up on top of the hill, right by Death Rattle Shakes, as well as renamed user the E5 we were just talking about. They're taking another shot from behind over there from the T62A. Cap pressure being applied on the southern cap there. That chat. It'll be interesting to see now how Color Wanted responds to this. If they're just going to try to push out, take down Reaper. If they're going to look for it, I don't even know if they do. They know if Taunt? Do you think they know if Taunt is over there in that object 140?
They probably know that somebody's over there, and they probably expect that it's still Sheep. And unless they've spotted him, in which case they absolutely do know. Personally, I would guess that Sheep is on Cap because they probably haven't seen Cap, otherwise they'd reset it.
Gotcha.
And he's the one with the best camo rating out of all. Actually, maybe the RU251 is a little bit better. I'm not 100% sure about the comparison between those. I just know about the comparison to Tier 10. Either way, Lemming Rush and an OTC coming in against Sheep, Shimbo, and Taunting.
Let's see who's going to come on top. Looks like Taunt is going to pick OTC up in that T54. The first tank now falling for Caller Wanted. Death Rattle Shakes is going to pick up Taunt in response. Lemming Rush extremely low. Shimbo picking that one up from a nice back by the village there. 413 points of damage there going back in. Delph dealing that one up in that STB. Sheep now coming around to that bat chat, going the long way, following the just kind of the coast there. Going back in to try to pick up any sort of tank that can do a little bit of damage. Ping up very, very well as far as HP goes, and tanks Caller Wanted on defense. Again, it is up to Ping to make the move, so if they can kind of stall out for 3 more minutes, they might be able to salvage this. But with renamed user taking a huge chunk of damage in a fight going on over here by that western cap, that might not be so likely here. Reaper, 403 points of damage. Renamed user coming over the side. Ald in his E5, such a low roll. One more shot, he's going to go down. Death Rattle Shakes picking that one up. Renamed user taking down Reaper, and that RU251 Technos in his E5 is what remains here on the side. Sheep in that batch taking out Patient Zero. That's an object 140 gone for Caller Wanted, and Ping doing as much as they can to try to finish it up before Caller can try to claw their way back. With Technos going down, that's another tank falling for the side of Ping, which is going to give the advantage as far as tanks goes slightly to Caller Wanted, because Fixer Reloaded is one more shot from dead. Shimbo almost picking up that kill. Sheep coming around from the side. Fluky, though, is going to be the one to find it in that 140, and that is going to even the tanks out again. But the HP, Caller Wanted has done a good job shortening that gap between Ping and themselves. 2 minutes and 22 seconds on the clock. They need to just hold out right now for 35 seconds, and they will take this victory. How will Ping react? David, you have this very mobile bat chat kind of running all around over here. How would you utilize that right now? Would it be more for putting cap pressure on, or just picking damage where you can?
Well, scouting for the most part is what I'd be doing, trying to find out exactly where your opponent is. But honestly, Ping has had some options here to actually put on some more cap pressure. They're kind of playing into what Color wants them to do at this point, I feel like. Coming to them instead of making them move around, which up until now has been their greatest success, but they are getting isolation on Death Rattle Shakes, and there's a good chance that Shimbo will take him out in that head-to-head. As he does, leaving Batshat Sheep to take a shot at Delth and the STB. That is not necessarily a fight that I would want to be engaging in as Sheep at this point in time. Time to wait for Fluky to come in that full health 140 and close this up. Hold your shots in the event that Delth does this, because you couldn't kill him in one single clip from far away like that. You're
Here we
gonna
go.
bounce one, and here we go.
And his shot misses. Delth just whiffing that one. Rename user now taking a shot from Shimbo, who's just running in. Looks like he tried to ram him there. Fluky still at full health. This is looking good here coming out for Ping. Delth does pick up Shimbo, but 1 or 2 more shots, and they're going to be going down. Rename user, though, if he started running, I guess he couldn't get away. There is no way. 60 seconds on the clock. Fluky with his final shot will finish this one up, and Ping is going to take the victory. But he misses the shot. Buddy's going for a drive-by. Sheep coming on top. That shot. Fluky going to finish on final there, taking that one down. Ping picking up the first victory on Muravanka. The first time we have seen that in 2 seasons. Well, if you count this one as second season. This is the Season 2 qualifiers, ladies and gentlemen. If you are just tuning in, we are now in our 5th match, and it looks like maybe, possibly, as these games go longer and longer, Color Wanted is going to start feeling now that weight of this is their 4th.
Well,
their 4th match.
You know, once they got into the 3rd match, their 3rd match, I should say. They kind of got the ball rolling early, but in this start, you start off after the break that we just had, after playing a fairly long number of sets overall. So you had that moment. It's like if you had to go running for a very long time or working for a very long time, and you need to keep doing it. Some of the best advice you can get, it's like boxers. Don't sit down because you won't get back up.
Again, once you're there, your body kind of realizes that your tiredness, everything kicks in. Your body's like, cool, it's time to rest now. And your mind's like, no.
So when they get that little break, that may have been it. Just right then and there, like,
wow.
I'm finally
break.
Just can't play.
Break too strong.
But that was actually still very close. So if that's what they do half awake,
yeah, exactly.
They're still in this. You know, hit it, like drink a little bit of coffee or something. And get back in it, and it's GG.
Drink a bit of non-sponsored.
Exactly. I was gonna say something else like
non-sponsored energy drink.
But coffee
again, Ping.
All right.
Picking up that victory. Now it's the first one out, 1-0. This is a rematch of the match number 4. So I mean, obviously, just move for some sort of bragging rights. You could take down Color Wanted, but I mean, if you can take down a team. Unless they 5-0 them, then cool, we did that. But even if they lose and it get closer, goes to a tiebreaker, it'd be so hard to confident, yeah, we beat Color Wanted after they've fought 4 times in a row and almost came back. So there's actually a lot on the line for Ping as well to really kind of close this game out quickly. But Color Wanted showing absolute just still dominance. Like you said, if they're doing this half awake, I mean, obviously we can expect some amazing things that we're going to be seeing from them in Season 2, which again starts, ladies and gentlemen, on December 1st. So mark that on your calendars. But right now, we've got the qualifiers still going on. Muravanka, we're into it. Color Wanted still on defense. Ping still on offense. Let's get right into it and take a look at what we've got for our tanks.
Color Wanted with 1 215B, 2 E5s, an STB, 2 140s, and a 54 lightweight. Ping with a 215B, an E5, a 62A, 2 140s, Batshat 25 ton, and an RU251. What I really want to know,
what do you want to know?
Is what the viewers think we should call the Batshat 25 ton, because I'm getting real tired of reading out the whole name. Can we call it the 25T? Can we call it the Batshat? I know it as the Batshat.
I know.
I'm old.
I know it because of you as the Batshat.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Is you're tainted by my bias.
No!
I'm pretty sure it's probably called the 25 ton now. That's my guess.
That sounds pretty hip.
That's my guess.
Yeah. Let us know.
25T, 25 ton.
Tweet at us. Tweet at your
Hit
friends.
me up, fam. Let me know what you think. All right, let's get it.
Here we go. Starting
Hard
up.
rush.
Color Wanted now
Nope.
going through.
No, it's not.
Yeah, not really a hard rush there coming out from Ping. And picking up that victory on offense. Actually, something that I want to know personally, because we didn't get to see this for the last season, so I do not know this map very, very well at all. Is this a map that you would favor on defense or on offense, David?
Defense.
Who has the advantage?
Defense.
Okay.
There are very limited options for offense to stop or to win. on this, which makes it kind of a dream for defense because you know what they have to do in order to win.
Sure.
And what they have to do is very dependent on what you're usually going to do.
Wow,
so
that sounds great.
You get a lot of advantage from not doing that. Like, you just take all your tanks and dump them down the 1-2 line and very likely catch both of these heavies just chilling, and nobody is really there to do anything about it. I mean, the 25 ton's not there. The Object 140 is not there. The 62A has limited shots. The second 140 and the RU-251, sure, maybe some shots, but I don't care. If I had everything and rolled right on that E5 at 215B, I'd take it. I'd take the damage to kill those 2 tanks and then rotate back and play the map the way it was before. Where it's like, okay, now do your crazy, very tentative little break strategy with 2 less players.
Good luck.
Have fun.
Exactly.
Ping senses that coming. They see caller wanted. They spotted them or got a feel for it. I'm guessing they saw him moving. Aldebaran
Putting that cap pressure on. Wow. There's a lot
about
of
to
cap
get
pressure.
shreked.
Aldebaran making his way
like
through
the
in
Death
that
Star.
5B. Come on, you can make it. You can make it. Looks like he's getting behind a little bit of cover there. Question is, will he poke out more? No, he's just going to stop. He knows that he's made it safe. He's going to try to chill there as long as possible. Wait for Caller Want to do what they have to do right now, which is respond to this cap pressure. 10 seconds on the clock. OTC is going to be the one that looks like it's going to all come down to get this reset. But I'm not sure he'll be able to make it there in time. Down to 5. No, he should have enough time. Rename user taking down Reaper. In the meantime, there's a shot. He actually misses the shot, which might be the game. Ooh. The second shot missing, down to 0 seconds, and that has done it. It looks like Ping has successfully captured this base onto Muravanga, now taking a 2-0 victory, coming at it from the offense. That is an absolute, that is definitely got to be wearing right there on Caller Wanted. Not only was it a close, that wasn't a close battle, that was like, oh man, we got shreked hard.
Well, I mean, they pushed and they didn't necessarily rotate back to stop the cap very quickly. If people are going to be leaving like that and you're showing up to try and pick off anybody who's in the north, and they're leaving and they're all going to the southeast, you got to get somebody in the southeast to get the reset quickly. So perhaps 7 up that is a little bit of hyperbole as you would, and you can leave the scout to do some sort of suicide reset there in the end.
Yeah.
Bring an artillery to guarantee you can't do it because there's not a whole lot of cap. Although artillery on this map suspect. Or perhaps I'm entirely wrong, and offense is favored on this map. Yeah. I suppose we'll find out very soon.
We will find out, we'll find out extremely soon as we are now switching sides, ladies and gentlemen. Ping is now going to be on the defense. And we have Caller Wanted going to be on the offense. Now, right at the end there, what I do kind of want to say is, I mean,
they had the reset shots. They just missed them.
Yeah, they missed 2.
Like 3.
Or 3.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So I mean, that plan, I mean, they could have had the chance to get it there. It just came down to those players just missing those shots. And if that would have happened, who knows, would have gone. But it didn't. So congratulations on Ping, pushing that cap pressure on, maybe shaking up Caller Wanted just a little bit, and really pushing for that early victory. You said something about bringing artillery as suspect. What did you mean by that?
Anytime you bring artillery, you're kind of limiting your options. As people can get underneath the reload, then it's essentially a 6-on-7. As soon as your artillery is fired, or anytime your artillery isn't loaded, it's a 6-on-7.
Right.
Unless you can delay it long enough for him to load again. And that's a lot of trade-offs for that, honestly. At Tier 8 at this point, it's not particularly effective against Tier 10s, most of them. Maybe an M40, M43, but that thing's a roll of the dice every time you fire it. Could be great, could be terrible. I don't know. I don't really like the reload time on it either.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from Nagatron himself. Arties are suspicious.
Such definitive terms as suspicious. I don't really like it.
Yeah, there we go. Maybe it comes to the personal preference. We're into the next battle. Ping on the defense. Caller Wanted on offense. Let's get right into it and see if this map truly is offense or defense. Yeah, this is it. This is the deciding factor.
Yeah, it's all on you, Caller Wanted.
It's all on you, Caller Wanted.
Defend the honor.
You're going to change this forever.
And yourselves, all at once in Muravanga.
For your land.
Okay, Caller Wanted with the 215B, 2 E5s, an IS-7, 2 140s, and 54 lightweight. Ping with 2 E5s, an STB, 2 140s, and Batch Shat 25 ton. Are you doing what? You hear the pain in my voice
just
right after I said Batch Shat?
Going out. I'm not hip anymore, possibly. Sheep in that Batch Shat still doing work in it. The mobility and the paths that he takes are very fun to watch indeed. He kind of just drives around, being careful. To knock down trees. We kind of talked about that in the first season. Not super important if you do not have an artillery on the enemy team who can spot those trees being knocked down. But still, if you can make it so there's no sign of you on the way to a location, then the better. If your job is to scout and not be seen, and he's doing a good job of that as he just gets almost pegged there from the side. Lemming in that 140 looks like he might be waiting for him there. His turrets are turned Sheep has a little bit of a destructible object in his way to defend that, but here comes a quick cap for Color Wanted over on the western side. That one cap you guys see in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. 27 seconds on the clock. Let's see how Ping is going to respond to this. Will Color Wanted be able to do what they just did on the last time to them? Or not. Here comes the answer. Ping rushing through, sending 4 members up from the south over to the north, and here they come. Color Wanted deciding to get off of cap to try to find any sort of damage they possibly can. Rename user taking a lot of the opening fire. They're coming out from Ping, dropping now down to below half health in that E5, and the battle has begun. Damage going across all over the place. Rename, one more shot, and Al is going to pick that one up in his E5. A little bit of cap pressure there, but I'm pretty sure that is just, yep, that is just Sheep hopping on it, because that is where he needs to be right now. Death Rattle Shakes finding Al, another E5 down. Fluky going to respond by taking Death Rattle himself down. On the side of Color Wanted, there are 5 tanks. On the side of Ping, there are 5 as a Lemming Rush gets a kill. Now he's being chased down by Shimbo and STB against a 140. Let's see who comes out on top. Technos finds a kill. Fixer takes Technos down for it, and back and forth the teeter-totter goes. Color Wanted is now not in the lead as far as HP as Ping, finding a lot of good shots there on those enemy tanks. 2 double cap pressure being applied. OTC against Reaper, the T-54 against the RU-251. Taunt gonna find Lemmings, increasing Ping's victory here. And if Ping can pick this one up, that is going to be 3 victories against Color Wanted's Zilch. They really need this one, and again, to show if this truly is an offensive map or not. 5 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. Delve hasn't had a single bit of damage dealt to him. Taunt pushing in here, just trying to take down Pikachu Loaded when he can. One more shot. Oh, a low roll there. One more, and he will go down. There it is. Shimbo going to pick that one up. It looks like ODC is looking for Shimbo himself, trying to run up. Will he get him before he gets tracked or taken down? In the meantime, one more shot. Oh, he gets extreme low. He is down to 1 HP, but he finds Shimbo. But I'm not sure it's going to matter as Delve takes down Fluky, but Reaper shot actually misses. If this continues to go the way it's going, no, Reaper does finally. I don't know if that was a ram or he actually did get the shot off right at the end there, but takes down OTC, leaving just Delph and just leaving Delph for Collar against Taunt and the RU-251. That is gonna do it there.
Reaper, don't be rude. Let them finish, please.
Reaper,
please.
They had something special. Look at this. Look at this guy. There it is. Taunt finishing that one out, but Reaper decided to make sure it was going to go in his way. Ping picking up another victory, now increasing that lead 3-0 against Color Wanted.
Doesn't really indicate anything about Muravanka. It's just more about Color Wanted being pretty tired.
Probably just being totally exhausted. And again, if you guys are just tuning in, what you are witnessing is Color Wanted have won 3 matches in a row. Now they're playing for their 4th time. This is the 2nd time against Ping. And Ping just either abusing that or somehow picks it up in this last match. Maybe they're just better on Muravanka.
I was going to say, there's definitely the possibility that we're attributing it to the wrong thing.
Yeah,
Perhaps Ping is just great on Muravanka.
Absolutely. Again, this is a map that we haven't seen. It's exciting to see. We saw Cliffs tonight. We get to see Muravanka. Maybe next we'll see Sand River. I don't know. Maybe it is a possibility.
You mean like in this set?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I don't know about this next one, but I think some of the more possible matches are probably maybe Sand River, although it's new to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Prorovka is a decent chance if you really just want to kind of pile over a direction and shoot each other. That's usually
fun.
A good selection.
Yeah.
Although at Tier 10 it may be a little different because, like, well, Trager E100s, but they'd probably still be reloading. I don't know. A lot of theory crafting to do on that one.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting. Start taking, perhaps what Ping needs to be doing is start getting away from established maps and moving into new maps.
Yeah.
Because obviously Color Wanted is still looking for a caller. So if you can get them in situations where they can, they have to make calls as opposed to just doing what they know.
It's right under the nose.
But think about the hubris of this as it is.
Yeah.
It's just Color Wanted, not Color Needed. That's how good they are.
Wow. Yeah.
So they're like,
we don't even.
It's not a necessity.
We don't need a collar.
But it would be nice.
Hey, if you guys want to give us a collar, great. If not, we're still good. Again, winning 3 matches in a row, they've showed that they don't even need a collar. That is true. Sure, it's not. But we are into the next battle. Ping is up 3-0 against Color Wanted. They are going to be there. This is their last time we'll be seeing Muravanka for the night. Can Ping make it a 4-0, or can Color Wanted pick up a victory here? Let's get right into it and take a look at what we've got for our tanks.
For Color Wanted, we have a 215B, 2 E5s, an IS-7, 2 140s, and a T-54 lightweight. Ping with 2 E5s, an STB, 2 140s, a 25 ton RU251. So it's just thinking back. You were asking me, have I ever played, or do I know of other teams that have had to play a marathon like this?
Yeah.
Now that I think back to it, any of the teams that was at the first WCG event played for 4 to 5 hours straight.
No.
Yeah, it's just everybody was playing all at the same time in kind of a pit area, and it was just match after match after match after match after match. They didn't do it the next WCG because there were like hardware issues. Obviously, you put that many computers on, like how many switches do you have to have? It's crazy.
Also, hopefully, they took into account of putting that many human beings under that much strain for a long time.
So that's probably like there are probably a handful of players around, scattered all throughout the world from different regions,
who know that experience,
who have felt that pain once at least. Although honestly, I would rather play a lot of matches in a row than do what happens sometimes at all I will say is non-wargaming run events. Okay. Because wargaming actually, admins, every once in a while you run a new event, you just don't.
Okay.
And sometimes you'll play for like 2 hours and then sit for like 7 and then play again, and that is the worst.
Oh, yeah.
I'd rather play straight than have to have that long of a break because you're pretty much just KO'd. Interesting stuff happening here. Ping going on the offensive from the defensive side. They swung through the southeast, denying that possible position, and now they're shoving up the eastern side, but there's only 10 seconds left on cap. They're going to have to rely on Shimbo to get that reset, plus these 2 E5s rolling around. They do get it, and there's a lot of action coming out on cap.
Patient Zero taking that shot, getting the reset, giving enough time for Technos and Al to come around the corner. A lot of damage going through, and there's the resets completely decimating the cap. Colorado went for it the second time. It did not work out. Now, can they learn from their past mistakes and find Ping at a weak point, or will Ping increase their victory right now, as it looks like they possibly might not be doing, as they're going lower and lower in HP. Colorado doing a good job finding that damage, but here comes the response from Ping. Now dropping it again, going back and forth. Reaper taking down OTC. That's the first tank falling for Color Wanted. More damage going all over the place. Reaper is now free to come and join the rest of his team. Rename user getting extremely low. Fixer reloaded, taking down all there. A 1-for-1 now exchange. Both of these teams have lost a tank. Call Wanted is still up on HP. Meanwhile, Shimbo and Lemming going head-to-head. An STB versus an Object 140, and Shimbo is going to come out on top. Fixer reload, taking down Technos, and now a 4-on-4. A very, very even match indeed. Here comes Sheep in that batch at 25-ton. Let's see if him and Reaper added to this fight will swing this in their favor, because they are losing quickly. Delph picking up Taunt here. Now he's running to try to take down Fluky before the rest of the team gets there. Meanwhile, the STB is still alive, not super high. 60 points of HP. One more shot. Delph's going to go down. The shot from Reaper just missing. Fluky is now looking for it. Can Death saves Fluky. A beautiful save there from his teammate. Battle buddies for life. Fixer now taking the shots from Sheep. Looks like he wants to finish that one off. Delph is still alive. Just barely missing there from Death Rattle. That bat shot now coming to join Shimbo, both very, very low. It looks like Color Wanted might be able to pick up this victory, claiming their first one of this 5th match of the night. 4 minutes and 45 seconds to go. Reaper and then RE251 is still full health, though, David. I mean, if he can pick up Delph, come behind, get Fixer, he might be able to do a lot of damage here. He cannot be ignored, and they're sending Delph to come deal with him.
He is a bit of an issue, although he should be able to pretty much drill Delph. The biggest issue is if Delph is able to proxy spot him, then he cannot poke on the 215B anymore. He will very likely get shot. I think he was doing it largely from a position of invisibility, because he should have taken a shot in return for what he was doing. And Delph, gun turning in a very bizarre direction considering the action and where he could possibly be. Maybe
Sheep shot, just barely mixing Fixer. If that would have picked it up, that would have definitely more of a situation, but with Sheep going down, press F to pay respects. 30 seconds on the clock. As the Color Wanted is going to pick up their first victory here. Reaper is just going to run. Run, Reaper, run.
Yeah, he does not have the time to get back unless he shorts it right through the middle, and even then, probably not. So, yes, do it.
Yeah, you got one shot. If you can take down Death and then stall for 3 minutes. I mean, again, the team is low. If he can pick... Oh, no, he's not going to make
7. And it's Patient Zero.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
No chance.
Oh, yeah, it's Patient Zero, the guy you don't go to push on. Congratulations there.
Nope.
Color Wanted picking up their first victory on our 5th match of the night against Moravanka. Now it is 1-3. Very excited to see what our next match, our next map we are going to is going to be. Will it be a new one that we haven't seen tonight? Will it be Mines? Because that's what we have been seeing for our second map pretty much every single time. Or it could just be Runeberg again, and we're going to be seeing those same things. But these teams have played each other. It's going to be
if you think about it,
Yeah.
if you think about it, it's gonna be Cliff.
It's going to be Cliff. If you think about it real hard and
It's
look
like-
at what it's going to be,
I mean, it could be essentially Color Wanted that's actually trying to play to get mines out. We wouldn't know because they've played almost all the matches.
That's so true.
4/5 of the matches.
That's so true.
80% of our matches.
Hey, we still might be able to see mines because if we go into a tiebreaker, the tiebreaker match.
That is true. And
These
honestly,
mines.
at this point, you've held our attention for this long. Color Wanted. Don't just take it easy for our
for
our
us.
sakes or
No,
something.
you go.
We get paid to stay up here for as long as you play.
You
so
go,
you
girl.
do you.
You do you, boo. We're getting ready to go into Cliff. Now, looking at how Color Wanted has played this in the past, versus we haven't seen ping on this map. So it'll be interesting to kind of see if we're going to have that kind of same mid-rush and the kind of stall out. If was it Color who was the one who went on the donut? Was that them who pushed all those members? I feel like it was so long ago I can't even
Yes.
recall.
Yes, it was.
All right, so Color, we have seen what they can do to try to break that kind of stalemate on the offensive defensive side. If they're able to do that, they might be able to catch Ping off guard. But Ping was able to watch them if they were watching them. So we will see. Indeed, I'm excited to see this donut. I'm really excited to see the donut plays because we saw a very heavy donut we talked about, which kind of failed the team. I want to see a donut done right, and that sounds so good right now. Oh, that sounds so good right now.
Now we got to bring back Tasty Pastry if you really want the
Tasty
solid
Pastry,
donut.
get back in here.
We've got some interesting food-related names. Tasty Pastry, Taco Soldier. That's pretty much where they ended. So maybe we don't
it's
have
not
any
even
that
Taco
interesting.
Soldier. Getting right back.
Taco Soldier.
Getting right back into this. Now, if Ping starts out on defense, they just need to hold twice, and it's over. And again,
Yep.
the advantage goes to the defense, the time that stalls out. But again, we won't know until we get into it.
Yeah. What are the odds? I mean, you would think that Color Wanted would have to be on offense at this point because they were on defense to start out the last one. So either that or they somehow the picking ended up where they got defense both times. That's
That would be pretty. Well, it looks like you're absolutely right. Color Wanted, ladies and gentlemen, is on defense against Ping, who is on offense. Can Color Wanted come back and win 4 matches in a row, or will Ping be able to pick this one up? Let's get right into it and take a look at what we've got for our tanks.
Ping's over here. Maybe Ping wanted offense.
What do we got for our tanks?
Hit me with the tanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, what do we got there for our tanks?
All right, Color Wanted with a 215B and E5, 62A, 2140s, 25-ton, and a T54 lightweight. Ping with 2 E5s, 2 IS7s, and STB, and 252 T55As.
There we go. Now, the STB, we're starting to see this one kind of newer here at the last couple of matches. Walk me a little bit through that tank. Just describe that tank to me.
Sorry, which one? T55A?
The STB.
Oh, STB. So it's a Japanese tier 10 medium.
Okay.
It doesn't have the best gun handling in the world, and that's kind of a combination of turret traverse, how quickly it focuses, all sorts of stuff. When I played it, it always felt like it kind of stuck to nearby terrain before it fired. Maybe that's like a side effect of maybe a little bit of lag on my part, but the times where it was working well, it was awesome. Loved it. Rack up tons of damage.
Okay.
I mean, easily breaking the 3
So when
to
it works,
4,000
it works.
barrier. Actually, when you first started working with us, you remember me talking about like having games that are in like the 4 or 5 or whatever?
Yeah.
I was playing that. I was playing that
Really?
tank for the first time,
Okay.
which I put off for a real long time.
Woo! Here we go. Already damage going on to Shimbo there from Delph. Shimbo trying to find some return damage, not quite hitting it. Renamed user now taking damage, trying to push on top of the hill, but is getting kind of scared back off by Ping, having to back down. Patient Zero stuck behind him, and they're just turning their turrets here. Meanwhile, taunting out, going kind of on a far little loop here.
OTC on the move.
Yeah, let's see what
Moving up in the strategy world, getting a rear flank in those E5s. That could be clutch.
Let's see if that kind of pans out here, because it looks like this is what Ping is banking on. Now that Ping is actually backed off, it looks like OTC decided to stall as well, not quite pushing there. Ping taking a little bit of damage there. Taunt is going to be the one receiving in that E5, 700 points of damage there. Shots going out all over the map. Fixer taking a little bit in that object 140, but not too much. Meanwhile, OTC, has decided not to continue on that flank. They realize Ping is not going to continue to push. Color Wanted, and just going to kind of sit back. They are on defense, so we will see how long they can hold. and how long or what what it's going to take for Ping to kind of pull that trigger. One thing we're not seeing that we saw last time, I'm pretty sure every single time on Cliffs consecutively, is a couple members going around the far eastern side. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you do that?
I largely wouldn't do that
Okay.
on this map until I had an engagement that started either distracting the guys, the 3 that you see in the E6-7 area, or some other opportunity arose.
Okay.
The tricky part over here is there's actually 2 big entrances to this kind of fight. One is where OTC is right now. If you can leave somebody off, like perhaps this T55A that's peeling off right now, you send him up the 1-2 line, you can get all the way up to her to B2, and start shooting where OTC is.
Wow. Okay. So yeah. So, but you just wouldn't like start off there unless you again had those situations kind of in line for you.
Pretty much. The East is just a very dangerous road unless you've created a certain set of circumstances and conditions in which you can take advantage of it. The most useful point is when you can get those tanks into the C7-8 area, kind of on that back line along the cliff. There's some nice little depressions and whatnot that can fire on where renamed Delph and Patient Zero are, roughly.
Okay.
And then you can get some tanks into the E3 area, and you can kind of wombo combo them from 2 sides. There's nowhere they can really go because they can successfully defend from one side or the other, and they can successfully be invisible from one side or the other.
Wow.
But not both. So you take both, and there are answers to that, and it's a tenuous strategy to run. But if you get both angles, you can largely kind of Shrek the guys that are there. Most of the time, I probably wouldn't necessarily go for it unless I was aware that something like this is happening, where there's a lot of tanks there, and it's really, really worth it.
All right. Well, let's see how that kind of pans out if they're going to decide to do that. Meanwhile, OTC.
This is a great answer in general. A lot of the time, shutting down OTC and taking this additional spot is going to force Color Wanted to go through the middle, and if Ping 99 hits their shots, that will be in their advantage.
All right, well, let's see if they can indeed. They have been struggling a little bit to hit some of the shots earlier on, but right now, looks like they're starting off on a nice foot. Patient Zero taking the first bit of damage there. Death Rattle Shakes taking over 400, now 300 in that 5B. The shots on the Shimbo not connecting there for Collar Wanted. Shimbo doing a great job, just kind of ducking back and forth.
490. He hit that object 140 for 490.
Ooh, oh. That's so, man, tier 10s, man. So much damage.
Some of the medium tanks do a very large amount of damage. The Patton is another one of those tanks. The M46, the tier 9, is another one of those tanks that can put up 400 plus. Whew. It's pretty ridiculous in the hands of a medium.
We will be breaking WGLNA records this whole season, ladies and gentlemen. Techno's picking up Death Rattle Shakes, 2 minutes and 57 seconds on the clock. Collar Wanted is on defense. They just got a hold, but Ping. Not a single tank they have lost. Color Wanted has lost 1. They are down about 3,000 points of HP. More for the 2,500. 2 minutes and 41 seconds. The clock is counting down. Looks like Ping is just going to kind of keep doing what they're doing, whittle them down, and then finally decide to push. Now the T55A. What is that? What is Fluky? What Fluky is driving? I mean, obviously he's going as a scout. He's trying to find, he's mobile. He's quicker. I'm assuming he doesn't do as much damage as the higher tanks. Is he in that scout class?
It's a medium. He's being used as the scout at the moment.
Gotcha.
It's kind of a corollary to the T54. It has differences that we will get into at a different point in time as there is action kicking off with Technos going right through.
That's right. Rename user taking down Al. There is another, their first tank falling for Ping. Collar Wanted. Looks like they might be able to start bringing back this HP to more of an even standing, and if they can, they might be able to turn this around. Shimbo, though, trying to shut this down once and for all. Fluky now heading back. Sheep picking up Patient Zero, and one by one, Collar Wanted is falling. Rename user doing his best. That's another kill coming out there, taking down Reaper, but it looks like they're looking for Delph right now. 632 points of damage going on to Sheep. A great pickup there. Fixer reloaded. And that Object 14 gonna be going down by Sheep. 1 true cancer taking down Fluky. Techno's back and forth, taking down Rename user. 2 tanks remain for Collar Wanted. 4 still, though, for Ping. Ping should be able to have this one in the bag. That is going to be another victory, making it looks like 4-1. Delph, though, doing a good job staying alive as long as he possibly can. Techno, once he has a shot up, though, he should be able to clear this one. The shots from Shimbo missing. No, the shot from Top missing. Shimbo's shot. He's like, no, I'm not going to miss my shot. I'm going to pick up that kill. They decided to put cap pressure on as if they were wise. They were going to try to chase. They would not have caught that T-54. So sending 3 members on cap pressure is definitely the right call. David, the T-54 with its reload timer, lightweight. Can it reset these 3?
Yes.
I
If
mean,
it gets there in time.
to stall.
Certainly.
Great. All right.
I don't think it'll survive that, especially if it gets that first shot out. It would not surprise me to see the I-7 just go after it, or the STB, or both.
Oh, or if he...
A little bit of ground connection there.
Yeah, shoots in the ground. That would not be good at all. He does another shot.
The I-7 either way.
Oh.
Where he's positioned at the moment.
The bounce. One the
Heroic
ground.
effort.
One gets bounced. Will the final one be the reset? No! The third one and final one into the ground as well. Ping now picking up another victory and a huge chunk of damage there going into that T-54, but that'll do it. Ping now up 4-1 against Caller Wanted here. Offense on to Cliff. If they pick up one more, they will claim this victory. Now, question. Again, this is probably a ridiculous strategy, and hopefully you can answer this extremely easily because I think it's obvious there's a reason why people don't do it. But why don't people just go right down? Why does everyone kind of stay away from that western side? You know, that road that's just straight, goes from almost like one cap to the other, or one side of the map to the other.
If you go down it, then you can largely surrender the middle, and the middle of that map is by far the most important.
That's like the hill.
And if you go down the 1-2 line, there's no cap down there in this mode. There is in standard mode, and it's still not a good plan in standard mode.
Okay.
So think about this. The entire middle portion is raised. So if you commit too far down the 1-2 line and you can't fight your way out of that on top of the cliffs, then you have surrendered the high ground, and good luck getting out of that.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's
So
not
yeah,
really
you just don't want to fall over into that low ground. But you know, you can send a couple like we saw.
Yeah.
Going down there, but not quite committing all the way. You kind of come back around. We're talking about the T-54, I think, there in the end, OTC. You're talking about getting a good flank on those two members as Ping was starting to push onto the members of the middle right in the beginning of the game, but they didn't do it. It didn't really pan out. They started to kind of back off. If that T-54 does come around, I mean, is that kind of the situation where this tank, it doesn't do, it's not an immediate threat, but you can't ignore it kind of thing?
Yeah, kind of. He would just sit there and start soaking up a ton of damage. If those E5s had pushed across, that would have been his perfect opportunity. Then he's a guaranteed flex, just rip out damage, and if they come after him, he could run and just
waste of time.
It's a beautiful position. It's a dream position to be in for OTC in that situation. I want to point out, though, that Ping is doing quite well. Now has won 3 different times on offense in one set.
That's true.
Which is pretty ridiculous. It's so far something we haven't seen in the qualifiers yet at all. Now, I'm hesitant to make a ruling on exactly why. Perhaps Ping has woken up themselves. Perhaps Caller Wanted is falling asleep. Perhaps it has something to do with the maps and the meta that's evolving right now. We haven't seen enough of either of these teams. We haven't seen enough of the format to really make a solid ruling on it.
Sure.
But I feel like it's probably a little bit of a mixture of both. I feel like Caller Wanted is probably kind of losing their momentum, and Ping is really starting to get their feet under them. Because after a long break like that, it takes a minute to get warm again.
Well, and they are warm indeed. Some might even say, David, that they are hot. Ladies and gentlemen, Ping versus Caller Wanted. Ping just needs one more victory to take it. Let's see if they can get it right now. Attacking on Cliff. Let's get right into it and take a look at what we've got for our tanks.
Caller Wanted with a 215B, make it 2 215Bs, an IS-7, a 50B, a Leo 1, or a Leopard 1, an STB, and a T-49. Ping with an E5, 2 IS-7s, an STB, a 25 T-15, a T-55A. We're seeing a lot of variance in the lineup so far as people are trying to get a feel for how this map's going to be played throughout the future. I simultaneously wouldn't be surprised if the end result is just a middle fight. That's what it used to be. And I also wouldn't be surprised if the end result is some sort of super dynamic spread camp involving a very specific number of tanks, all talking about from the north. Technically, though, if everybody rushes to the middle, the north gets there slightly faster, or at least used to.
Okay.
I don't know about the new spawns.
New format, right, yeah.
So that's obviously a risk. I mean, look at where OTC is, where Death Rattle is, where Lemon Rush is.
Whoa!
They can easily get shots on Reaper and Techno, like right now. I mean, they're in the open, and Caller Wanted is in position.
Wow. Well, let's see if they can find this kind of capitalize on this quick little mix-up from Ping, or if Ping is going to be able to kind of back off, reset, and find the damage where it goes. Todd going through. Here we go up on top of the hill. The fight has broken out onto Cliffs. OTC taking a lot of damage. Dealt now 573 points there in that 50B. He's got to be careful. He is the autoloader. He has an opportunity to do a lot of damage. Reaper getting focused now from Caller Wanted. One more shot. He's going to go down. Fluky, though, finds Lemming right before that happens. Patient C, Patient 0 taken down. Another member of Ping. Now Caller and Ping versus each other. 5 members on both the sides. But now Ping with Shimbo taking down Delph. That is going to increase that lead slightly. Call Wanted, though, is still in the lead as far as HP goes. But again, actually not again, Ping going lower and lower. Caller finding a great time to take these shots and do a lot of damage as they were trying to overcommit, maybe possibly to get Shimbo. Patient finally finishes him up. Death Rattle Shakes takes Technos down. And just 3 members on Ping. Now just 2. Caller Wanted. It's like, David, you think we're falling asleep? No. Let me show you. We can still play 4 in a row, and we can still turn it on here. 5 members on Caller Wanted against just the 2 onto Ping. This is on offense, so Caller really needs this. Well, I mean, obviously they need this if they want to stay in this match. Ping, if they pick up this victory, it is all over. Sheep and that Bat Chat sitting in the back, taking some shots on a rename user, but it is all over here. There is nothing Ping can do. So many members still alive for Caller Wanted. Al taking down rename user, now being joined by the rest of the team. That E5 is very healthy. Sheep having to back off. Death Rattle Shakes is coming over the top. A huge chunk of damage there. 3, a triple tap going into Al. Patient Zero finishing him off, and now Sheep on the run. He is full health, but oh, yeah, that would have been, you know what I'm saying?
Noise.
That would have been noise. This is noise. Death Rattle taking a shot into Sheep there. He is on the run. He's just going to try to stall time as always. Right now, Pink is going, guys, Caller Wanted is falling asleep. Just stall.
Oh, he's on fire.
Stall. He's on fire. Will he be finished off by said fire? That is it. Death Rattle Shakes cooks the Sheep. It's like Caller Wanted is having Sheep tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be that victory there. Going over for Caller Wanted now 2-4 against Ping. We are going to be switching sides here onto Cliffs. So now Ping will be on the defense. They just need to hold for 1, so they have a very good chance of taking this out. But Caller Wanted right there. You said you wanted that middle fight. You thought this was going to happen. And it happened, and they did a fantastic job at it. When it kind of broke out, overall, you know, as you saw it kind of finishing off, was there anything that Caller Wanted could have done better, or was it pretty well executed?
Little execution points, but overall the positions were right. And number 1,
yeah,
they had the faith that it would work. And this is a salt mine for me, man. This is such a sore topic because I have had my team do that right, and I've had them get scared right at the edge, back off, and let the Southern team roll over and crush them. And I had it happen too many major times, and it just drives me nuts because there'll be arguments. So it's not possible, and it's like, yes, it is.
Look,
here's like I could edit 40 games where I've seen people do it.
Wow.
It comes down to it. We could actually I had a conversation with the Killzor about it in season 4, and even bring him back. I'd be like, Ducky, what do you think about Northern? You can crush him.
Let me tell you.
You can. And, you know, there are some sketchy parts in that. The E5 for Ping wasn't there for a very long time, and that could change the fight a bit. The Bat Shat in kind of that position where you can fire into the middle
Sit in the back, yeah,
is what scares off most people because they start taking a ton of damage, and they just think there's no way they're going to survive it.
Yeah.
But they have to have the discipline to remember, okay, I can see all the tanks but the Bat Shat, because sometimes you can't spot them over there.
Sure.
At least at tier 8 you couldn't. You're like, I can see all the tanks but the Bat Chat or whatever's over there, 1390. So obviously what's shooting me is that. And he's bounced me like twice, which means he's only got X number of shots left. He's the only guy that can punish me. So I'm going to stay. I'm going to take those shots, and I'm going to do damage in return and ignore that guy because it doesn't matter. Now, that's a lot of stuff to kind of factor in that moment. But that's why nobody does that without practicing it or without sitting down and thinking about it. If you just came up with that out of nowhere and you had the discipline to take those shots, you either were just on point that day, because I guarantee you everybody in the Pro Leagues had that moment at least once, where all those things just became clear.
Like, oh, hey, whoa, this is it.
Right? Or you were crazy, and you were like, I don't care, I'm doing it anyways.
Oh, it worked.
Or perhaps things beneath you were going so crazy, you had to do it, or you'd lose.
All right.
Number of reasons why you get that result, but great play by Caller Wanted there. Most importantly, just the discipline. And I love that. I mean, we used to preach, or I used to praise High Voltage for their minds play and the discipline in the middle. It's the exact same thing. There are these gutsy, hard things to do where you have to execute every little thing. And you have to have, well, like I said, guts to do it. And if you don't, it all falls apart. But if you can do all of those things, if you are perfect, it is the best way to do it.
That happens.
I don't know if that's still the case with Tier 10, but it used to be.
Right, everything's changing.
And it wouldn't surprise me if it still was.
Well, I mean, again, even though we have seen these changes as far as format goes, there's still the fundamentals that are still there. There's still, you know, those gutsy plays are still going to be paying off because the other enemy team either is going to get caught off by it or they're just not going to be thinking of it. So I definitely those things still apply. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to go into our next match. Again, it is 4-2 Ping against Caller Wanted. Ping just needs one more, and we are going on defense. Bringing that up, the fact that Caller Wanted was on defense at that time, and they were still very aggressive, and they were the ones who decided to push over. That's something that we don't see a lot. Usually, people on defense like, okay, like they have to come to us. We sit back. We have a night. Like it's so great and refreshing to see teams on defense go like, no, we can still push. We can still be aggressive. We can still find those overmatches and those plays.
And often that can be a very, very excellent strategy. At this point in time, I can tell you from experience, you don't want to do it all the time.
Sure.
Everybody knows it. But if you have a big player gap, a talent gap, it can kind of be a morale grinder on its own. Where it's like, I'm going to do it. And I want you to try and stop me. And when you show up, I'm going to crush you anyways. And you do that twice in a row, the other team's like, dude, I'm done. It's over. They all get mad at each other. So there is a certain kind of tactical edge to it. But you are going all in when you do it. No doubt about it.
Yeah, there's no backing out.
You got to do it to the right opponents at the right time, and sometimes that just doesn't pan out.
Let's see if that was Caller Wanted's kind of hoorah back into it, or if Ping can just win one victory and clean the match out. Let's go right into it, ladies and gentlemen. We're on Cliffs and see what we've got for our tanks.
Caller Wanted with two 215Bs, two STBs, two 140s, and a T54 lightweight. Ping with 215B, two IS7s, an AMX 50B, an STB, and two 55As.
All right, here now looking at again these kind of starting positions. So from what I've been gathering, it's very much about like what you just also shared. Very much about that center control. Obviously, there are ways to break it. We talked about kind of I think in the second match the calculated ways to break that, which are if people are familiar with the past seasons when this map was played, then they might be able to know.
Is the bad shot spot that fires into this that scares people, and there are a number of responses you can do here, and here particularly.
Okay.
And this kind of area provides a nice little cover. I won't keep drawing because that'll get very difficult very quickly. It looks like Ping is potentially going for a middle push. Nope, they're going to hold back. They're going to do what they've been doing so far. And I'll hop here out of the mini-map as we get into a position where we can see actual action popping up, which is right about now. So both 140s get some early shots in this around the corner here at the donut area. That is huge. They're starting to play Cliffs 2 games in a row.
Huh.
The old meta, and what I am growing very, very quickly to believe is still the meta.
Right. Again, even though the tanks have changed, the way to play this map is not. We have a chase now. OTC chasing down Sheep. Now a T54 against a T55. Who do you give it to?
T55. It's a tier higher.
Oh, all right. There you go. Easy peasy. Let's see if OTC can face off against Goliath, if he can do enough, or if he's just going to go for that cap and be spotted and destroyed by Sheep. Only one way to find out. He touches the cap just for a second. The shot going out. That's double. 1,000 points damage, and Todd is going to finish that one off. He is going down. Looks like we're not going to be able to find out that fight because that T54 has been deleted, and that looks like that's what is going to try to prompt Caller to just go for an all-out push, try to find some damage. They find Fluky, and actually not just damage, they find a tank, a 55A going down, but they have taken a lot of damage. We're turning now down about 1,500, a little over 1,500 points damage. Page at 0, finding Shimbo. Shimbo, a beautiful pickup there. That STB gone now for Ping. 5 members on the side of Ping against the 6 of Caller Wanted. We have renamed, which is very low, just trying to hold on for dear life. Ping going around the corner. Now Caller Wanted in a very peculiar situation. They're kind of just hugging this wall, dancing back and forth between both sides while Delph and Reaper.
That's huge, Lemming. Overplaying his hand a little bit.
All right, let's see if that is going to come back and bite him. Sheep and that 55A coming back to join. Now trying back on the side. Reaper taking down Delph. A nice pickup there. That is the tank for Caller Wanted. Gone on the side of the mountain. Techno's taking down Rename User, and it looks like this is going to be it. It looks like this is going to be where Ping cleans it out. 5-2 against Caller Wanted. Unless Caller Wanted has something to say about it. Fixer and Page to 0, getting kills back to back, tying it up as far as tank go 3-3. They are still down, but now only 100 points of HP. I have spoken too soon. It is still anyone's game here. Ping is on defense, and they are all bunched up.
Here we go, though. Patient Zero with some side shots, going to force them into Fixer's shot solution. All they can do is pretty much try and camp and deny Patient Zero from lighting them up, but they don't have an option. Actually, Death Rattle was going to cap.
Oh my gosh!
But they're taking the tanks in hand. 215B now under fire from Patient Zero. T55A Sheep is about to get hit up by Death Rattles and Shakes, along with Fixer Reloaded, and it is sliding steadily downhill for Ping.
Fixer Reloaded takes his shot, just missing. I don't know if that bounced or didn't quite connect there with Sheep, but the other shot going through, that one does connect. Death Rattle's coming around the side. Taunt finds Fixer. What a beautiful shot there from down in the valley. Patient Zero still on top, going down by Sheep. Ping wants this back.
Clutch.
It is now just Death Rattle Shakes who is alive for Caller Wanted, and I don't know if he can now 2v1 this, as Taunt, though, is low. Sheep still has a couple shots in him in that 55A. What a beautiful pickup there from Taunt.
Still very, very close here if Taunt makes a mistake. Ideally, the best way to do this is get Taunt up, get Sheep in position. Sheep takes the first shot. They both get their DPM to finish off Death Rattle and Shakes. But really.
Yeah, but look at that terrain right there. I mean, I love it. As they're coming up, Death Rattle Shakes is a nice little, there's that hill right in front of him. The ground's not quite even, so it is definitely
I mean, that is a little bit risky, what I was talking about. And it's not super risky in the sense that if you hit your shots, everything will be fine, but there is some bizarre terrain here that can be kind of a problem. And quite frankly, Ping doesn't have to do anything in order to win. They just have to not die.
That's so true.
And Death is going to have to peel off and go after Cap. Pretty much as soon as he starts heading that direction, it would not be surprised to see Ping and Ping respond by coming up over the hill. Potentially interesting
shots.
If Death backed up enough to get D-lit, and then just waited for them to come up, tried to snipe one.
Clutch.
That'd be the cheekiest move to play.
That would be the plays. Will Death make that plays, or will Ping just wait for that time to go out?
Oh,
that's
the bounce.
2 shots. Now, Sheep has hit now 3 shots on the Shakes. Not a single one has done damage.
215B's not easy to penetrate from those angles.
There it is.
At all.
There's the 4th shot. So Death Rattle Shakes, like I said, you're right. It is still close, knowing the 5B a little more, sitting up in that position. But time is probably going to be the ultimate enemy here for Caller Wanted. I'm curious to see what you guys think at home. Who is going to take this? Will Caller Wanted come back and fight a 1v2? He went back for the D-lit. Will he bait them enough? Oh, let's see if he can shoot down from that. That would be an amazing pickup if that 5v could pick up, or 5b could pick up the 5b. So if Shakes could pick up Taunt from that top. Sheep, though, doing his best to try to deter anything that's going to happen. 2 minutes and 6 seconds on the clock. Looks like the angles are not quite there. Sheep not getting in the way. Another shot going through, missing for Death Rattle Shakes. Bouncing for Sheep. There's a second one not penetrating there. Man, a lot.
So this is something that as Caller Wanted, if we were able to pull it back out of this, if Death were able to pull it back, it would be morale city for me, because it'd be like, look, they were down, or they were up 2 battles, and they still tried to play little games with it instead of closing it out. That bounce is probably
the second bounce. Death Rattle Shakes just not getting lucky there. And finally, the pen for Sheep. That is going to seal up the game. What in the world? Death Rattle Shakes goes down. Sheep's going to finish him off. That is going to be Ping picking up this victory.
F, boys.
And that is going to be it. Yeah, that was. Oh, so, I mean, if you're Death Rattle Shakes situation, but I mean, surviving for that long, just getting those unlucky bounces is not, fortunately, is gonna do it for them. But that was the first game that we've seen Caller Wanted lose tonight. They've won 3. They have lost just that one. So, again, a fantastic run for them. But congratulations to Ping to pick that one up. And, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to close out our night. Just a little recap if you guys need a refresher. First, we had Ping versus Yo. Ping took down Yo 5-2. Finally, followed by Caller Wanted versus TBD. Caller Wanted picked that up, knocking TBD out of the Season 2 Gold League and securing their spot in, so congratulations to them. Third, we had Caller versus Yo. Caller beating Yo 5-4. Fourth, we had Ping versus Caller. Caller beating Ping 5-1. And finally, what you guys just saw, Ping versus Caller Wanted, where Ping beat Caller Wanted 5-2. Again, a fantastic run of the night. David, now that you saw just a little sneak peek, you got a little taste of what we're potentially going to be seeing for this new season. What do you think about these tier 10s? Like them? Love them, super love them.
Well, certainly a little bit more tolerance for the teams. Is, those little mistakes they make don't necessarily immediately
true.
result
That's
in
true.
an end game. So I think we got a positive trend going on here. Teams need to be a little bit more aggressive to take advantage of those facts. I think we got a couple moments throughout tonight that I think will lead into the ultimate meta that we're going to start seeing, in my mind, probably about halfway through the season. But I think we're going to get into there relatively quickly. The strategist level in the league is a lot higher than it's been in previous seasons.
Sure.
And I think it's going to be a pressure cooker very quickly.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it there. You guys cannot miss out once Season 2 starts, and that is going to be December 1st. So mark that on your calendars. That is going to be the start of our Season 2 Gold League. We're going to be seeing this new format in play. Ladies and gentlemen, also follow us on Facebook and YouTube again, /WGLNA, and also follow us on Twitter @WGLNA, so you guys can stay up to date on what's happening in the community around you. Thank you so much for watching this on battleviewer.com. For all of you that did, on behalf of everyone here at the WGLNA, that has been David Williams. I am Christian Toma, and as always, thanks for stopping by.